Good morning to you viewers and subscribers. Here is the story trending around Nigeria and also around the globe. So listen attentively as we proceed with the news we have for us this very day. Well, greetings to you all. Remember, my name never change. I am Amandia Neze speaking from the platform of Okute Daily Talk. Here are the headlines. Continue to advocate for love, peace among Yorubas, Igbos. Ibadan tells Eze Ndigbo. Boko Haram reportedly captured ISWAP commanders. This one we are going to see it at Daily Post, Nigeria. Don't allow presidents, governors intimidate you. Kano, Emir, Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi encourages and message to Nigerians. Winning 50% votes should be mandatory for presidency, according to Osita Chidoka of PDP. Ex-UK lawmaker, where his name be Galloway, vows to reveal President Tinubu's alleged past crimes, and Femi Fani-Kayode kicks against it. Okay, this one is coming from the State University, Chicago. They asked Tinubu that let him state why Chicago or why your Chicago University credentials shouldn't be released to Atiku. U.S. court gives President Tinubu deadline to tell them, because I could remember that the PDP have been on the forefront asking the Chicago State University to release the credentials of the president of the Fulani government of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But since then, they have remained adamant. Now they have given him deadline to give them reasons why they should not make his credentials public. I don't see the reason why this school is hiding people's credentials. That means there's something fishy about it. But whichever way it is, let us proceed with the news. We're going to come back to know if Agbado and his allies have replied to the Chicago University or not. We have been taught a bitter lesson. PDP must wake up, according to Osita Chidoka, speaking from Anambra State. Boko Haram, okay, I think I have gotten this. Yeah. Boko Haram and whatever they represent, that one is that one concern them. Anyway, my wonderful people, please, we're about to take off now. Viewers and subscribers, remember, you need to subscribe, you need to like, you need to comment, and most especially, or importantly, make sure you share this message for people who always want to hear the story that is trending around the globe. Okay, let us go there. The Ibadan of Ibadan land, Obalekan Balogun, has facilitated with Dr. Alex Anozie on his 26th year anniversary as the Eze Ndigbo of Ibadan land in Oyo State, urging him to remain an apostle of love and peace in their particular area. Balogun noted that there has been significant peace between the Igbos and the Yorubas, ethnic groups, without any major rancor since Dr. Alex Anozie became the Eze Ndigbo of Ibadan land in 1997. In a letter addressed to the Igbo monarch in commemoration of his coronation, Balogun advised him to continue to be an advocate of unity and progress of one Nigeria. Olubadan said, I bring you royal greetings from the palace as I facilitate you and the Igbo community, both in Ibadan and the entire Oyo State, on your recent 26-year anniversary as Eze Ndigbo, providing God-fearing leadership to your own people. It is remarkable that both Igbo people and their Yoruba hosts have been living together peacefully without rancor since you became the Eze Ndigbo 26 years ago, and this is commendable and a function of your leadership sagacity. As you march forward I implore you to remain your good self as an apostle of love and peace and an advocate of unity and progress of one Nigeria. And it is my prayer that the Almighty God will grant you long life in good health to continue to lead your people as you have been doing and make more contributions to the humanity through your God-given knowledge. Another story, Boko Haram, they captured ISWAP commanders in their recent attack. Boko Haram fighters have reportedly captured 60 terrorists of the Islamic State in West African province, ISWAP, including 3 key commanders of the sect. According to the news, the recent supremacy battle between the warring terrorist groups reportedly occurred on Monday. This was disclosed by Zagazola Makama, a counter-insurgent expert and security analyst in Lake Chad. In a post on his social media platform, which happens yesterday being Wednesday, Zagazola said that the ISWAP terrorists were captured on their way to Damask in Borno State, identifying the commanders as Abubakar Sadiq, Abu Maimuna, and Malam Idris. In that same news, he stated that the Boko Haram Baduma factions, which has the upper hand against ISWAP in the recent turn of events, captured most of the enclaves of ISWAP, which forced them to take refuge in more fortified hideouts in the axis of Kukawa and Madaye and Kwatan Mota. According to the news, massive celebration hit Boko Haram camp after capturing 60 ISWAP fighters, including their 3 commanders. On the August of 13, 2023, Boko Haram faction intercepted about 60 ISWAP terrorists, including 3 key commanders, Abubakar Sadiq, Abu Maimuna, and Malam Idris, on their way to Damasak. These captives were later taken to an underground prison cell at Kwatan Mota, close to Dogon Chuku, where they were held as prisoners of war, he wrote. Even Boko Harams, they have prisoners. Nigeria government is taking them into prison, and they also taking ISWAP into prison as well. Okay, in another story, don't allow president governors intimidate you. As Kano governor, Emir, as Kano Emir Sanusi to Nigerians. Former Emir of Kano, Khalifa Muhammadu Sanusi too, has said Nigerians should not allow themselves to be intimidated by a president or state governors in any way. According to the news we have here this morning, Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi, who is the head of the Tijaniya sect, said Nigerians are not subordinate human beings because they opt to ignore politics. In a statement he issued, the former central bank governor said Nigerians would have no country to call their own if they fail to break away from the shackles of these political and old fool leaders in offices. According to Sanusi, we cannot be intimidated by somebody because you are a president or you are a governor, and we cannot tell you that you are wrong. We have chosen different paths. If I have gone into politics, at least giving the people that have access to be president in Nigeria, I could have become president or I could be governor, according to Lamido Sanusi Lamido. That I choose not to go into politics does not mean I am a subordinate human being. This is what we all have to learn as Nigerians. We take too much rubbish and we are all too afraid in our comfort zones. By the time these guys might have finished with us, our children will not have anywhere to call a nation. And that is the simple truth. You are saying here, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi. The only way to retrieve our nation and give our children the future they deserve is, if you are not in politics, you must hold those in politics to account of what they have done being in offices. It is not a comfortable situation to be in When people are competent or incompetent and they don't like you, you wear their dislikes as a badge of honor. You can't be comfortably and feel normal in a dysfunctional environment, according to Sanusi Lamido Sanusi. Another story we have here: winning 50% votes should be mandatory for presidency. Osita Chidoka laments. A former minister of aviation, Osita Chidoka, has suggested that the Nigerian constitution and electoral laws should be amended to make any presidential candidate who does not have over 50% of total votes cast in the general election unfit for office. Chidoka, a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), made the assertion on Wednesday while featuring on Channels Television's Sunrise Daily. He claimed that the votes secured by Bola Tinubu in the last presidential election put him in a very serious minority, because even him himself said, "I know that majority do not vote for me." And according to the English language, or to a layman understanding, we are meant to understand when we are growing up that majority carries the vote. But how can you tell me you won election with a minority? It is never done. Not in this country. Even a state local government election can never be won that way. That made it difficult for him to push a big agenda like petrol subsidy removal and the unification of the foreign exchange windows, because he's trying to play politics to make people to know that he is capable of doing it, sending fuel subsidy away, and in other words, the fuel subsidy is still in Nigeria. The former minister suggested runoffs for presidential polls where no candidate scores over 50% of the total vote cast. I think we need to amend our laws to make it that any presidential candidate who doesn't make 50 plus one of the votes cast in the election should go for a runoff, because election of a president as 3% of the votes keeps the president in serious minority that makes him difficult to push big agenda, according to Osita Chidoka. It don't happen. This one is a global news. Ex-UK lawmaker Galloway vows in his office or his life that to reveal Bola Tinubu's alleged past crimes, and Femi Fani-Kayode, the hungry man, kicks against it. The former parliamentarian in the United Kingdom, George Galloway, has vowed to get to the bottom of every of President Bola Tinubu's alleged past criminal records. It doesn't matter, it can take him years, but he must surely get to it, according to Galloway. The UK former lawmaker took to Twitter to attack the president, saying he had many fish to fry now he is aware of his criminal past. Nigerian News also gathered that Galloway, who was a lawmaker in the UK from the 1997 up to 2015, has condemned Tinubu and the Economic Community of West African States (ECOWAS) for imposing economic gripping sanctions to Niger Republic, who had a coup last month. The UK former lawmaker was reacting against the backdrop of the sanctions ECOWAS slammed on Niger Republic, including the cut-off power supply by Nigerians. Galloway said, had Tinubu not threatened to invade Niger, he might not have time to think of Tinubu and his past. Okay, continue, my dear. You are on point. He wrote, truth is, if Nigerian, the backman Tinubu, hadn't threatened to invade Nigeria and have Africans, modern Africans for France and the US Empire, he might never have caught my eye. I have many fish to fry, according to Galloway. I started to look into the past of the Economic Community of West African States (ECOWAS) chairman, Bola Tinubu. I didn't realize that he was a drug dealer in the United States, and the election that brought him to power is still being credibly contested as fraudulent. That is just using illegality to tackle illegality. However, in a swift reaction, according to former aviation minister and the chieftain of the All Poverty Congress, Femi Fani-Kayode, knocked the former UK lawmaker from his position. He told Galloway to look within and to several Western prime ministers, presidents, and leaders like George W. Bush, Tony Blair, Barack Obama, David Cameron, Nicholas Sarkozy, Boris Johnson, and so many others who collectively and over the last 25 years orchestrated proxy wars in so many countries, plundered and stole their national patrimony, mineral resources, and the treasure, all on a false premise and stinking lie. Fani-Kayode warned Galloway to stop attacking Bola Ahmed Tinubu to prepare for a great deal of turbulence in his murky, inglorious, meaningless, and thoroughly uninspiring literal life, according to the Hungry Lion. You are trying to be relevant so that you can be appointed as a minister. Hey, my dear, they have left you behind. Okay, this one is coming from Chicago University. He said, and I quote, another news and another story headline we have here. State why your Chicago University credentials shouldn't be released to Atiku. U.S. court gives Bola Ahmed Tinubu deadline. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been given the deadline of August 23 to present a persuasive argument for why the Chicago State University should not be ordered to release his academic records to the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku Abubakar. According to the news, Nigerian reports that the deadline was given to the president by the United States court following Atiku's request to obtain more details on Tinubu's record at that said university. According to them, recall that Atiku, who had came second in the February 25th presidential election, and his Labour Party counterpart, Peter Obi, had challenged Tinubu's victory at the Election Petition Tribunal. It was due to this that the PDP flag bearer filed a petition on the July 11 to obtain further details of Tinubu's academic records at the Chicago State University. According to the People's Gazette, a court filing reveals that the August 20 deadline given to Tinubu to present his argument was imposed by the new magistrate judge assigned to the case to the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Illinois in Chicago, Jeffrey Gilbert, on August 9. The report notes that the timeline shows the court is raising to rule on the matter before September 21, when Nigeria's Election Petition Tribunal will likely deliver its judgment in the suit challenging Tinubu's election victory. Also, the platform disclosed that Atiku was given September 9 to respond to Tinubu's anticipated argument. Documents sought by Atiku through his counsel, Angela M. Liu, include the record of his admission and acceptance at the university, dates of attendance, including degrees, awards, and honors attained by Tinubu in the said university. Atiku told the court that Tinubu's subpoena was to test the truth and the integrity of his assertions, adding that he is currently Nigeria's president and facing various court proceedings concerning his selection and authenticity of documents relating to his attendance at Chicago State University. Meanwhile, President Tinubu's counsel, Victor P. Henderson, has filed a motion to prevent the institution from disclosing his client's educational records. Have you seen it? There's a lot of skeleton in this man's cupboard. Henderson told the court to strike it out because no judge of the court had and granted Atiku the subpoena. He argued that the petition was invalid for providing only 6 days for compliance, which was less than 14 days provided under Rules 219 and 137 of the Illinois Supreme Court rules. He said Atiku engaged in an improper fishing expedition about a foreign public official utilizing the Illinois court's subpoena power. The last but not the least, we are rounding up. We have been taught a bitter lesson. PDP must wake up. Osita Chidoka. A former Minister of Aviation, Osita Chidoka, on Wednesday stated that the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has been taught a bitter lesson, warning that the party may go extinct if reforms are not made at the earliest possible time. Speaking during an appearance on Channels Television Sunrise Daily, Chidoka stated that the party lost some of its strongholds to the Labour Party in the last election. While insisting that the party must get its leadership not right, he said the PDP must start to act as an opposition party as well. He said the PDP in itself is a government that was in power for good 16 years. Its instinct is that of a government party and that of an opposition party. And it takes us 8 good years now to begin to realize that. We are smelling the coffee that it is 4 years and we are back, or we are coming back the next day. Now we are beginning to see that the PDP itself needs to be reformed. It needs to renew and reimagine itself to be able to begin to play the role of opposition, knowing fully well that we have politicians as president. If PDP doesn't get its act together, it will be an extant party. So we need to wake up, smell the coffee, and find the kind of leadership that will represent us in an opposition atmosphere and begin to do the work of oppositions. We must do the work of mobilization and imbibe the work of technology. The last 4 years have taught us a bitter lesson that a young party can come up and take away PDP strongholds in an election cycle, according to Osita Zimma Chidoka. So my great viewers and subscribers, this is a very great analysis of this trending, or what is trending around the globe. Take time to subscribe, like, share, and also comment for a better news next time. This is where I'm going to say bye-bye to you all for listening to me, for subscribing, and also for sharing this message. Have a nice day, and bye for now. Kemesian, my people.